Welcome. It's me again, Gary from Stained Glass Patterns on Facebook. Just wanted to share a recent mock-up I did to pattern I made for my pattern club, Victorian Compass Rose, and a fellow member of Stained Glass Patterns reached out and asked if I could do it in a half round. So I said, sure. Let me tweak a few things and get the layout, all the attributes, the sizes, and all. And I did, and this was created on my Apple computer in Pages software, the actual Compass Rose itself. And when I converted it to a half round, I used Pages as well to add the border, and then after that I imported all of that into Pixelmator software, which basically is it's a very powerful software where you can add glass fills, which I did here. I used teal, green, a little bit of the purple plum. It's like an English muffle actually, and then the green is a soft green baroque spectrum, old spectrum baroque for the outer border. And then the center hub is just magenta. You could use anything that's basically offshoot of purple. And then for the small areas, the little flips along the outer perimeter area, I just mixed in some minty greens and a very strong blue rose blend. And it came out pretty nice. Zooming in, you could see some more of the colors. And if you in the background, I didn't mention it was I used a glue chip, but you can basically use anything. I think a clear baroque would look nice, or something a very light gray or smoky baroque. They did have a very light gray, almost look clear. That would work really well with the purples and the teal and the green. They'll never write off gray as a color. It was one of my favorite, well, I could say color, shade of black and white, clear. It's gray. Gray is really not, though it is a color, it's really not a color. But never write off using a soft gray of any type, whether it's opaque or a clear type baroque glass, or even a texture. You don't want to go too heavy with a textured gray because it becomes a predominant feature of the window. So I just wanted to zoom in and off to more discussion of the pattern. Here's the actual pattern I converted to PDF, which will print out at any printing shop, FedEx or Staples or what have you. But it's done on blueprint size paper, 32 by 18 in this case. And that's a standard size for most blueprint shops. Done in Pages app on my Mac computer. It's quite easy to do. You're not going to retain much of the line size unless you take the actual digitized lines, which you could have done. I just did to do this layout for a friend of mine on Facebook. And if you do get it printed, you can cut it up, or what I would do is I would use that as your working copy and transfer another copy onto a 70 weight craft paper, virgin craft, using graphite paper, and then cut it up with your pattern shears, and then make the window out of lead. This window is 27 by 13 and a half roughly, and yeah, you use regular lead pattern shears, and you use the blueprint as your working copy where you build the window. In this window you can see the Pages app opened up to the pattern, showing the circle layout. And if you let's see, we're going to go to this view, so you can see that this is the actual pattern, and then we have it's another version of it, and then I have the simplified version without the border. You want more of an airy look to it, but you will notice that in this version you're going to have a little difficult time cutting this. It's not impossible, but with the rounded the added line, let me get back over here, with the added line, you know, right here, it's basically just a circle. That helps with both making it easier to cut and actually builds integrity to the panel, makes the panel overall a lot stronger. Here in the Pixelmator app, you can see the color fills I used, and the tools to the right. By selecting the magic select, you can pick out small areas in the panel to change colors. Actually, I'll run through that a little bit here. You go to the selection tool and zoom in a little bit. And yeah, you just hover over areas. First have to deselect. You hover over areas, and that allows you to, you know, put glass fills in your design. And actually change the look of it. So you go hit the selection tool, and then you go into here, add effect, and have color adjustments. Here we want to go to fill, the image fill. Our pictures of a glass that we use are images, right? Like say, and you can go ahead and choose, select, and say you want to make it yellow. I'll do dramatic change here. I'm going to change that to yellow. You can see change the scaling. You actually change the opacity. It's going to bring back to the original. So you want more of a, you know, that yellow. It's a desirable color here, but just to give you an idea, that's how that works. And here, being we got selection mode picked, it's going to be a little rough, so we're just going to go ahead and deselect, right? And you can see it cleans up all the lines. You can also do a lot more with Pixelmator. You can do convert to SVG. They call it super res. Yeah, you can. I didn't want to just go into a full Pixelmator discussion, but there's so much you can do. This one would kind of be neat to do a bump feature. You're gonna change our brush size by right mouse clicking. You just change it to something about the size of the window. And go a little bit smaller, just to give you an idea. say you hit the bump tool, and you just click on it, it starts bringing stuff out. Right? You can do that throughout any design. And I mean, this is kind of extreme what I'm showing here, but those kind of things you can do to really manipulate your design if you wanted to. And this tool here was the warp tool. Basically, it's gonna warp. So you can change the size, bring it down. I'm gonna go in here and change things like that. You can actually do quite a lot with it. That's Pixelmator. If you don't have Pixelmator and you do have a Macintosh or Apple desktop, Mac Mini or iMac, what have you, and you do stained glass, you need, it's not even an option, really. You need Pixelmator. And using your native app, Mac, Pages on it comes on the Mac. And anyway, I just wanted to show this pattern I did for Jean. She's a member of my Facebook group. She's also she does a lot of she's bought quite a few patterns for me, my pattern club. And well, I hope you like this little demonstration. I guess you can call it that. How to take a plain window like this, insert a stained glass window that you created everything on the computer. Actually, I had to resize this and transform the angle a little bit and the dimensions to fit this opening. It wasn't hard to do, but that's how you do that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. And speaking of liking and all that, we're having another contest giveaway coming up very soon. And we reached out to a very well-known stained glass grinder company. Hopefully we'll get their endorsement to sponsor the giveaway. But if not, we'll just try to buy one ourselves. But, I'm laughing. But if you're not a member, hit the join button down below. You don't want to miss out on that. It's going to be a big to-do. I'm going to do another 2-tier prize giveaway as well. And your membership supports my channel. It's very reasonable. It's the lowest I can charge. I would charge less if I could. But it's the lowest membership fees available. And besides the contests and all that, you get all the free patterns on my server and incredible discounts on patterns I do sell. So be sure, join it. You're really going to like what you see. There's a lot there for you. And like I said, you support my channel. And if you haven't subscribed, do that as well. This way you'll get updates to whenever I do any new videos, go live and or every time I do stuff. Subscribe. And that's free. So please subscribe. Thank you and have a nice day.